we get the real numbers, of course. Well, just a word on now from the economy to the markets. My own sense, Prashant, is that the markets are entering the budget extremely light. You know, we have the ingredients of a rally, I would think. One, because the ask from the budget, according to me, is not very high. Don't do anything wrong for us on short-term capital gains on equities. Even if you increase the term, short term, from 1 year to 2 or 3 years, that will be taken. But if you make the rate to marginal rate like debt, there will definitely be negative reaction. I don't see why the government would, shoot itself in the leg. And then fiscal deficit, capex are not very big asks in terms of numbers, given the, tax buoyancy that we are seeing. Also, if you look at the fall from Jan 24th, the market is sitting very light. And finally, global backdrop is extremely positive. Not just the economy we discussed, but look at the way risk-on assets have gone. And if the Fed played to the market's expectations and actually toned down in some fashion, then I think there are ingredients for rally. But your take?
I mean, Lata, I actually went back and looked at last 15 years of data, and this, is there a seasonality around the budget? Which is, if the market goes into the budget 2 weeks prior in a very weak fashion, does it set us up for a rally after? And it's actually pretty random. I mean, that's what I found. I found 4 instances in the last 15 years when the market has sold off 3% or more. And then what happens after, sometimes it goes down another 4-5%. Oh. And so, I mean, there is no, you can't latch on to that kind of say. And it's going light. Absolutely, completely agree that it is light and expectations are running low. So that's essentially what I want to quickly put out, a few things, few points on the table. So, budget, of course, is always important. It sometimes turns out to be a bit of a turning point, but expectations are very, very low. The markets are just hoping one thing, as Lata also pointed out, leave the taxes alone. Don't do too much. When you talk about taxes, people worry, well, how can it be positive? It's going to be higher taxes, not lower taxes. And I think that's why people are of the view that, well, if that doesn't get changed, then we are in an okay place. The Nifty yesterday, just a couple of levels which are also important to note, because, I mean, we've had such large moves last few sessions. The Nifty yesterday saw the second day of positive close, and it is in a bit of a recovery mode already as we enter this particular session. In the very immediate term, the Nifty could retrace to, unless, of course, there are some unforeseen announcements in the budget, the Nifty could retrace to 50% and then 61.8% retracement of the fall that we've seen over 4 days. 24th of January to the low of 30th of January. It's just 4 trading sessions, and the 50% and 61.8% retracement are 17,803. That's the first level. And then, if that gets taken out, you get to the 61.8%, which is 17,897. So these are 2 levels. On the way down, the recent low of 17,405 should not break. I mean, it should hold. It's not very far away. With large moves, anything is possible, but that's essentially the line in the sand. Global cues are solid, Lata. Yes, overnight we got soft data. NASDAQ is up, S&P is up. And technically, things in the US are looking a little better, right? Prices lead, opinions and data follows. The NASDAQ has completed, as of yesterday, because it's a monthly close as well, a major double bottom. The S&P E-mini futures have ended above their 55-week moving average. So these are good global signs that we are starting the day with. There is the Fed decision today. 25 basis points is given. I don't think anyone is penciling in a 50. And we'll hear from, Jerome Powell in terms of how he lays out what he plans to do. Rates higher for longer, or does he take note of some of the softer data that we've got? If we get the latter, I think it adds to the optimism that maybe the market can climb a little higher from here, at least in the near term. Sonia.
Okay, in fact, we have a market voice joining us now. Arvind Sanger, Managing Partner, Geosphere Capital, is with us.